Hello guys, welcome to weekly outlook here on the DXY, the pound, USD and gold. Starting with the DXY here, I'm picking up with the daily time frame, and let's look at what happened this past week. So previously we had price stem into 102.50 regions here, and the whole of last week we had price pulling back to these regions where price started this downward movement. Okay, and last week I did anticipate, if we slide down a little bit to the 4 hours time frame, I did anticipate a pullback to this region so we can continue to the downside. Right now this week I'm still looking out for price, but it's becoming clearer that price might want to come to touch this downward trend line one more time, and to perfect that, another confluence is this strong resistance region of 103.75. Previously price head of this region, we had a break, price turned that to a support. What do you think is going to happen right now? We might possibly see price reject this region one more time. So the double confluences is one downward trend line retest for the third time, possibly a strong resistance region, and we also do have price being very bearish, of course, and a Fibonacci retracement to a pull from this region here to this low here. We could see it's a perfect 78.60 region. Okay, so and if you look at the TP regions, if it was to continue to the downside, you see price is correlating with 102 regions here and 101.85. and so if I take off this Fibonacci retracement too, that means what I'll be looking out for in the coming week is for price to maybe come up to this region one more time to retest, and then we can continue to the downside. Okay, equaling this low or possibly a break and retest, then we can continue to the downside. This might not happen the whole of next week. It might just come back to these regions here to make a double bottom and so on, but I'm looking out for price to give me rejections around this region so I can go to the downside. The only reason why I might see price change is if price breaks through this upward trend line, this downward trend line, and then break above this resistance region, and we can see something like this, and then I could possibly start buying price to this point of 104. Okay, note that we might get some kind of fake out if possible, maybe price wicking out or coming back to these whole highs again is possible, but I would like to see price break above, then start rejecting and turning this region to a support once more before I can continue to the upside. But for now, I'm very much bearish on the DXY. Looking at it from the daily time frame, we'll see how price comes back to this region here, and we still might see price come all the way to this region here. Okay, that being said, if you look at it from a different perspective, we might see that this is a new high and price is coming back for a retest in the longer time perspective, and price would want to continue a bull run here. That's possible, and that's why I have a bias here that states if price breaks above this region here, we could continue to the upside. Otherwise, this in the 4 hours or the intraday perspective, we could see price reject this region one more time, at least push down all the way back to 102 or possibly 102.50 and so on. Okay, that's that for the DXY. On the pound USD, similarly, let's start from the daily time frame here. On the daily time frame, we could see price made a new high here for the pound USD, creating that's almost 129 region, just 128, a little pips shy of 1.29. okay, and last week I anticipated a pullback, although you can see this is more like a resistant region, but if you see where the actual wicks are, you can see that's possibly where the price is right now. Okay, so if from the daily time perspective, if I should pull up my fib here from this point where price started making this bull run to the top of that high, we could see a pullback region perfect at 61.8 region here. Okay, at 127, So if I take out that a little bit now, go back to the 4 hours time frame here, we could see this might be a perfect trade if price comes back to retest this upward trend line alongside a strong resistant turn support. We can see here was resistant previously, 127 weeks, a lot of weeks here, and then basically. So going into the week, just the way we saw on the DXY, a little bit pushed to the up, then downside. Then for pound USD, a little bit pushed to the downside, then move to the up, which is coming to reject this region one more time, or just these regions of good support here, and we can continue to the upside to equal these new highs, making a double top, or we can break above it and we can see price start moving to the upside. From the larger time frame perspective, I'm anticipating pound USD to probably hit 130 soon. I'm looking out for price to hit 130 soon. So back on the 4 hours time frame, I'm just looking out for price to do this, pull back, reject here, and then give us a push to the upside. Okay, at market open, we might not see price really do this, but it might just start moving to the upside. But I'm looking out for a continuation to the upside. The only reason why we might start considering a sell this week for pound USD is if price comes to break this region, break the upward trend line. We can see something like a break here, then a retest, then we could see price come all the way to 126 possibly, okay, or below. Okay, that's that for pound USD. I'll just put that in 8 hours time frame. That should be okay, like that. Okay, and lastly, the gold fluctuated a little bit here. Anticipation was for price to pull down to these regions here of 2120 and possibly 2080 or 2085 regions here. I'm still keen that possibly that price might pull back on gold before moving, but otherwise I'm looking at possibility that price might want to just use here as a strong support to continue to the upside. So if I slide down if I start down to the lower time frame here, this might be price creating a support region. So I'm mindful of this point here. Okay, I'm mindful of this point here. So this is how the week is looking out for me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to stretch that a little bit. So this is what I'm anticipating for gold. If gold rejects this region one more time, and weeks out from here, we could see price come back to the highs here. At least, if possible, if it breaks it, then we might see price continue to the upside. Otherwise, for the week, if price breaks below this, then we'll look for opportunities to sell down to this region here, which might possibly continue to the upside, or we could see price if price breaks below this again, which is a good we're looking at demand and supplies here, right? So if price breaks below here, now we could see price come back to this region here and possibly again to the upside. So we're looking at these three things. Another possibility is here, but if that happens, I'm just looking out for if price breaks below this, we should be able to sell down to this demand zone here, and so on and so forth. Okay, all right, that being said, this is what I'm looking at for gold, the DXY, pound USD, and I'll see you guys on the weekend for weekly recap. Let's see how this week will play out. Make sure to back some peeps, and enjoy the rest of your weekends and have a good week. Ciao.